Hi everyone, my name is Sayer, and I just finished directing the biggest film that I've ever been a part of. It'll be premiering on my YouTube channel on September 14th. There will be a trailer for it at the end of this video, but before then, let me give you the backstory on how this whole thing happened. Back in February, I went to a college visit weekend for the University of Austin. That's a story for another time. Anyway, I met John Alsnauer, a fellow prospective student at the time. John's currently running a business called Early Media, which promotes media online through a short-form creator network. He's worked with Tony Award-winning producers too, so if you're interested, I'll have links below to contact him. But anyway, after we both committed to the school, we decided that we wanted to do something big in the spirit of the school's ambition. John proposed the idea. What if we wrote, shot, and edited an entire short film over the summer with our fellow classmates from across the country? We set to work and eventually came up with this premise. In a future where people's emotions are controlled with a device, does Abigail choose to grieve her father's death or use the device to make herself happy? But there were three essential things that we needed first: actors, money, and locations. Let's handle them one at a time. So first, actors. We needed someone to play Abigail, the protagonist, someone to play her father, and someone to play Jacob, a supporting character. So John and I sent out a message to all of the UATX class of 28 founders, asking if anyone had any acting experience. Our first reply came from Corbin Fikes. He's been acting his entire life, both on stage and in student films, so we cast him as Jacob. Next, we heard from Danielle. She's been in the industry since she was little and has acted alongside Jack Black and Glenn Powell.
The youngest, Stephanie, liked whatever was popular.
And she's also in Star Wars, so we cast her as the lead, Abigail. But we were still missing an actor for the one character that was going to be the hardest to get, Abigail's father. How are we going to get an actual adult to act in our college student film? Luckily, Danielle's dad is also a professional actor and has been in top shows such as The Leftovers and Prison Break, and thankfully he volunteered to play Abigail's father. At the same time, we found out that Danielle's younger sister, Nisha, is also a professional actress.
I mean, voices that aren't really there.
And they looked so similar that it was too good of an opportunity to pass up not having Nisha play a younger version of Abigail. Now that we had our stellar cast, it was time to finally solve the problem of getting money. John made a super polished pitch deck that had every little detail planned out. Budget, people involved, a detailed timeline. We wanted to make sure that we looked as prepared as possible. So then we pitched the project to the university and they agreed to fund it. The biggest thank you goes to them for being willing to support this. Now for the locations. There are three main ones in this short film. One funeral home that will act as the main location, a more homey home that will be where we film some flashback scenes of Abigail's memory, and lastly, a hospital room for some more flashbacks. We scoured around and finally found an Airbnb that was perfect for what we wanted and also allowed commercial photography, and that is not a given with Airbnbs, so make sure you check so you don't get into trouble later. And with a little bit of set dressing, this Airbnb would be able to double as our hospital.
Getting like lamb shots in the hospital bed.
For the funeral home, UATX got us full access to a corporate headquarters in downtown Austin. We would only have 1 day of prep and 2 days of shooting, so I did not want to leave anything up to chance. So I spent the month leading up to the shoot storyboarding and shot listing until I had every camera angle planned, every lighting setup blocked, and every minute of every day scheduled. And then finally, it was time for the shoot. In early July, 13 members of the UATX class of 28 traveled from all over the country to Austin, Texas, and it went flawlessly. No, I'm just kidding. The first problem came the night before I left for Austin. I do not know what I was thinking. I was trying to pack my boom pole so we can have audio, and it does not fit in my suitcase. So I quickly ordered one, but it was already too late. It was gonna arrive on Sunday, so we wouldn't have it for the first day of shooting. In Austin, we met at a taco place to meet everyone and discuss our plans for the weekend. Then we went to our funeral home location and started setting up. I picked some of the most difficult shots on the shot list so that we could do a test run on them before our actual shoot on Saturday to make sure we had all the blocking down. Corbin, the actor who plays Jacob, wasn't able to come this day, but Finley offered to stand in for the shots with him. But Corbin's pretty tall, so I hope that doesn't cause any problems. I was feeling really optimistic after that first day of prep, and then it was Saturday. There was construction all day. But looking back on it, I'm actually really thankful that my boom pole did not fit in my suitcase, because if it had, then we wouldn't have planned to dub all the audio over afterwards. Corbin arrived that morning, and he was tall. To make the height difference a little less drastic, I had him squat down a little bit and put Danielle on a skateboard. It turns out skateboards don't work super well as apple boxes.
What was that, Corbett?
But at least we got the shot. Finally, the construction stopped.
Oh, there's no more construction.
Oh.
Oh.
How did we not notice?
And it was time to do the ADR with my arm serving as a makeshift boom pole.
We're here to remember him. We're him to remember him.
With a little bit of digital reverb and equalizer settings, I was able to get the audio sounding pretty good,
That smile is fake, though. He was never that happy.
or at least better than this.
That smile is fake, though. He was never that happy.
And that's a wrap on day 2. Day 3 was going to be in the Airbnb we booked for the flashback scenes and the hospital scenes. But it was going to be the most stressful day because we had to get through 40 shots in about 5 hours, which doesn't sound too hard, but that gives about 8 minutes per shot. John set up the hospital room to film in first. We had bought some props like a curtain and an IV stand to help dress the set. One problem we realized immediately was that the air conditioning was too loud.
Okay, that was really good. I think we might want the AC on.
I was about to say.
So for the sake of good audio, we shut the AC off in a crowded Airbnb in Texas in the middle of the summer.
How are you guys doing temperature-wise? What's it like in here?
One thing about shooting a low-budget short film is having to deal with low-budget equipment. I bought a ton of these off-brand camera batteries that don't tell you when they're about to die.
Oh, my camera just died. Oh no, the battery's dead. Oh, this battery died. Oh no. Do we have any other batteries?
Oh, the camera just died. And finally, we were done filming. I spent the next month editing, doing the visual effects, and recording an original soundtrack. After a few rounds of feedback and several dozen revisions, it was finally finished. Another huge shout out to everyone who's involved in this project and gave their weekend up to move lights around, or hold a boom mic, or just stand in the background of a shot. And of course, thank you to University of Austin for funding and supporting this project. As I said, the full short film will be out on my YouTube channel on September 14th. Okay, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the trailer for Please Be Sad.
Abigail.
Are you happy?
Yes.